Right, so I find this absolutely scandalous that I didn't know this already, and I'd like to know how much of this is going off across the country. Now, I received a letter from school, and on the bottom of the printed letter, I just happened to catch my eye 'cause it's in the smallest of writings, um, that about the school and about the how it, the small print on the bottom of the page. Look on the school. If you've got a kid in school, have a look on the bottom of the page, because what I've seen, and I've just followed it through, and I need to share this. It's the primary schools and the schools are being sold off. I thought that the school was part of the education system, but it's not. It's been turned into a private limited company, and I didn't know that, and I didn't expect that. Have a look at the bottom of any school um, paperwork, because the one, and it'll have a company number if it has. On this one it says Exceed Learning Partnerships is an exempt charity regulated by the Secretary of State for Education. It is a company limited by guarantee registered in England and Wales. Gives you the company number, whose registered office is at Hilltop Academy, Edlington Lane, Edlington, Doncaster, DN12 1PL. Now, at first glance, if you read the small print on the school letter, you might think, oh, it says Secretary of State for Education in there. So you might not think anything more about it. But look at it, because I'm going to show you what I've just found out. And this is probably recording in landscape, but I'll turn it around in a minute, right, so you can see it better. Because if it's got a company number, what I want you to do is go on Google and type in company number, and then put in the company number that it gives you. This is the one I've got. Honestly, you won't believe it. I couldn't believe this, but this is what it is. Okay, so what I've got here is Exceed Learning Partnership, right? And then this gives you the company information. So let's click on that. Okay, so Exceed Learning Partnership, company number, overview, registered office. Right, this is a school. This is a primary school that we've had in our village, for and that you would think is part of the education system, and it's not. It's been privatised, right? And it's not part of the education system. It says that it's regulated by the Secretary of State for Education. Well, all that means is that there's loads of these now private companies who have taken over schools, and the Secretary of State for Education is just like the one who is in charge of all the businesses, who tells them what to do, because it keeps it in the public eye, keeps it like it's still within education, but it's not. Look at this company type. It's a private limited company. Accounts. It was set up in 2017. I found out. Now, what we'll do, because I've just seen this, filing history. So click on filing history if you've got this up as well. Scroll right down, right to the beginning of it, because this will show you, look, it was registered office address changed in June 2017. So for nearly 2 years now, this has been a private registered company, which means the staff are employed by the private company, not by the education system. And this is maybe another reason why all of the staff and the teachers are under so much pressure, because it's all target driven. Now that in turn means that they're treating your children like commodities, like product, right? Now the teachers and the nice people, because you get nice people who work in schools generally, right? And the ones who've worked in schools for a long time, who maybe don't know, apart from signing a new contract maybe because, who regulates us has changed. But it's not. This is why we've got so many targets, so many pressures, so many league tables, right? Is that private companies are taking over the education system and they're running it like a business. They're running it like a business, which means the staff are staff of private companies, not of the education system, which means that your children are product to them in a business sense. Now it gets even worse because as I've gone through and it puts down the appointment of these directors, one, I know that Melissa Flett is a local parent who works for a local business. I also know Beres Nixon was is the executive head teacher, but it says termination of appointment there, so we went off there. But what we've got as well, because these directors are, they've been put on and then they've been taken off. But what I found particularly, look, the one, you've got some main ones here. Melissa Flett, you've got Mr. Stephen Harry James Edmonds. Now, do you know, I know who that is, and that's the local vicar. The vicar is a director for a private company that's taken over the school. Now, I don't think that should... What is going off here? What on earth is going off? Now, if we look on the next page, because I've had a quick look at this, right? It's got... Where's the main one? Because these PDFs that they've got are nothing. There's nothing on it. It's basic information, but this is the one. This incorporation here. Let's just wait for that to download. But basically, what we've got is in 2017, a private company has been set up, and you can see that's taken over and run like a business. Oh, have a read of that. See, learning partnerships, private company. That's the officers, which is the school. Right. Proposed officers, company director. Right. The person is the vicar. What on earth is the vicar doing? Being company director in a private company, taking over the school, running it like a business. You've got then company director too, right? And what are they playing at? So do that. Look, all of these people, persons with significant control. Let's have a look. On incorporation, there will be someone who will count as a person with significant control, right, in relation to the company. Who's that? Drum roll. No drum roll needed. It's the vicar. I don't want to go all, it was the vicar in the school with a candlestick, right? But this is, I was very surprised at this. And while everybody's been played with this Brexit, right, that's ran on for God knows how long, and everybody's been distracted, they've been selling off the education system. They've been privatising it and giving it to private companies. So have a look, right? Get a letter from the school and have a look on the bottom, and if it says company number, right, do what I've just showed you to do, right? Okay, let's see what happens here, right? My kids are back, so I'm gonna, right, I'll leave it there. But that is an absolute scandal in my eyes.